Hey YouTube, Colorado Hunter Hiker here again. This is week 10 of the 13-week series I'm doing on small and essential gear and tips for hunting, hiking, and backpacking. On Fridays, I'll put up small gear and tips videos, and on Mondays, I'll put up a video on essential gear and tips for hunting, hiking, and backpacking. It's Friday, so without further ado, here's this week's Friday small gear and tips video. It's just starting to be spring here in Colorado, and for most of us that means we get to head back out into the backcountry, where we like to be. And we don't need to use skis, snowshoes, or a snowmobile to get us there. Instead, we'll need our boots. Now, rather than just a week or two before hunting season, this is the time to get those new boots. Get them now and break them in. Find out if they fit, find out if they're durable enough, find out if they're comfortable, find out if they're going to work. Find out now. And the best way I've found to do that is backpacking. It gets you outdoors, and you can even do it where you plan to hunt next season. Then you can break in your boots, test out new gear, or get your system dialed in, get in shape and used to carrying a loaded pack, scout for new animals, and enjoy the outdoors. The way I see it, 4 birds with 1 stone. But today's video isn't about boots. It's about what you wear under them, socks and sock liners. It's imperative to have a good wool sock, and there are tons of companies out there that make them. But let me suggest, if you're looking for some, to go ahead and support a hunting company that supports us. Not me personally, but supports hunters. That's First Light. These are the First Light Mountain Athlete Crew Socks. And they're a little bit thick for my taste sometimes, but if you need a little bit thinner but same idea, good wool sock is the Mountain Athlete Triad sock. And I have that, of course I can't seem to find it right now, so First Light, I'll be ordering another one. But today's video isn't actually about wool socks, and there are a ton of companies that make them, such as Darn Tough and REI and things like that, but again, support a hunting company that supports us. Check out the First Light socks. For those of you who don't use them, today I want to talk about sock liners. They come in both wool and synthetic, and they're much thinner and easier to pack. As you can see, wool liners pack down much smaller than your average wool socks. So that comes in handy. For those of you who don't use them, they can be a game changer, especially those who have hot spots or blisters. The hot spots are created by your sock rubbing against your foot and your boot, and ultimately causing hot spots or blisters. This is especially important to keep away during the breaking in of new boots, when our feet are getting used to the boots and the boots are getting used to our feet. But for those who side hill or go straight and up and down, as we do when we hunt, even with the most broken in boots, sock liners can be a game changer. And with feet that aren't sore or destroyed, you can go further and longer, which can be the difference between a good or successful hunt and a bad or miserable hunt. So if you haven't tried a sock liner, I'd suggest you do. As I said, there are 2 kinds, wool and synthetic. I actually prefer the synthetic because I know my feet are sweating, and the synthetic seem to do a better job of keeping my feet from getting sore under wet conditions than the wool do. That said, I'm certainly not opposed to, and in fact I have many wool sock liners. It's just a personal preference. Stick with one, try another, test them out. I promise it'll work. Another good thing about sock liners, for those trying to shed weight and bulk from their pack into the backcountry, when you use sock liners, there's truly no need for those 1 or 2 extra pairs of socks you usually toss in. Instead, take those out and possibly take an extra pair of liners at the most. They're smaller, and unless you're going for more than 10 days, you don't need extra socks. You may not even need extra liners. Just rotate your sock liners if you take them, and if you need to, rinse them off in a creek and hang them out to dry. Like I said, they're thin and they'll dry easily in a day. Also, since sock liners are thin, in my opinion, Sleeping in them is quite nice. No feet, no cold feet in the morning, or putting on cold socks in the morning. Putting a cold sock on top of a sock liner is much more comfortable and can keep you from staying in bed, delaying the inevitable. For those breaking in boots, I feel like I have to let you in on a secret for sore feet that can't be avoided by the use of sock liners. If you spend enough time in the backcountry, you're going to get hot spots and you're going to get blisters. So, pick yourself up some Leuco tape. It's Leuko. Comes in a roll like this. It's really sticky and it works really well at staying on your feet. If you already have a really bad hot spot, put a Band-Aid on, put the Leuco tape on top of the Band-Aid, and then continue on. If you just start getting a hot spot, you can actually just put a strip of Leuco tape over it before you have a blister and before the skin's raw, and it will protect it for the duration of your hunt. This stuff is sticky, so leave it on the roll. Don't unwrap it. In fact, I get 2 rolls, one to leave in the truck and one to wear down and make thinner and thinner, and that one goes in my pack because it is relatively heavy. But it's worth its weight in gold when your feet are sore. I'll put a link to the Leuco tape and to the socks in the description of this video. But I can tell you, sock liners are certainly a piece of small and, in my opinion, oftentimes essential gear for hunting, hiking, and backpacking. So as you start planning your new boots for next season, or your replacement boots for next season, be sure to pick up a pair of sock liners. So that's it for me. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to check out our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram under the handle Colorado Hunter Hiker. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you can do so by clicking the link down here. And for those of you who have, thank you very much. I'd suggest doing all 3, subscribing and following us on Instagram and following us on Facebook, because I control when notifications go out on Instagram and Facebook, but I don't necessarily on YouTube. But as always, if you have any questions or comments, please just let me know and I'll get back with you. Thanks, guys and gals. Have a great day.